Dr. Megan LeCornu, you're an orthodontist, correct?
Yep.
And I am so glad to be talking to you because growing up, I had problems with my teeth all the time. But I never had braces, believe it or not. I never had braces.
Wow.
There you are. I've never had braces, but I had this annoying retainer that
Yep.
I used to wrap around the back of my teeth, and it kept coming loose and like flopping up and hitting my gums and scratching my gums up. Has it changed since I was a
Yes.
kid? Yeah.
It has changed quite a bit from when you and I were going through treatment. It's actually pretty incredible. I mean,
Yeah.
nowadays, a lot of patients don't even need braces. And
Wow.
and those
Really?
who end up needing braces, what's really interesting is the technology has evolved so much. So even down to the wires, right? You see a wire and you think a wire is a wire.
Right.
But the wires that we use today literally deliver half the force loads as the wires that you and I were treated with.
Okay.
So that means less soreness for patients.
That's great.
So yeah, it's come a long way. I mean, a lot of patients do treatment now with like Invisalign or clear aligners, so they don't even go into braces. I have some patients who don't want the responsibility of taking an aligner in and out, and so they choose braces behind the teeth
Yeah.
that nobody can see.
Wow.
So it's really come a long ways.
No kidding. Wow. I remember having the molds made
Oh, yes.
of my teeth. I can still taste what those molds do. You still do those?
Nope. So now
Really?
we do a lot more. There are certain situations where we still do molds
Uh-huh.
because it's a little bit more accurate for very specific situations. However, for the most part, we actually do scans.
Okay.
And so what it is, it looks like a little magical wand, like a Harry Potter wand,
Right,
right?
right.
And that goes in your mouth, and they move it around, and it basically takes a movie of your teeth. And then you have a three-dimensional model, a setup of your teeth that we make digitally.
See, that's incredible. See,
Yeah.
I wish I had problems with my teeth now so I could come and
Right.
see this new technology. Actually, I might see it soon because my son, he's 7. He's lost 3 teeth,
Yep.
but they're coming in crooked. And there's a
Yeah.
lot of space in between his teeth.
Yep, space is good. So
Okay.
the American Association of Orthodontics does recommend that we start seeing patients around the age of 7 to 8, and it kind of depends when they start losing teeth. And the reason why is not because we feel like all young kids need treatment. Honestly, the reason is actually to be more preventative. So it's as simple as, let's say a baby tooth is not getting wiggly properly at the
Okay.
right time. What can happen is a permanent tooth can actually go into the wrong spot when that happens.
Wow.
So being more preventative and seeing an orthodontist a little bit earlier, sometimes we look at an x-ray and we say, you know what, we need to wiggle out these baby teeth a little bit early to help things come into a better spot. So down the road, when this patient is older, they don't need as much treatment.
Oh.
So it's really more preventative now, which is actually cool because again, you and I, when people were going through treatment, when we were going through
Yeah.
treatment, we look about the same age, so I'm just assuming.
Yeah.
But when we were going through treatment, about 60% of the population needed dental extractions.
Wow.
Nowadays, it's actually 22% or less. And the big reason for that difference is because of interceptive treatment, meaning seeing a child a little younger, noticing a tooth is not growing in the right way, taking out a baby tooth a little bit early. Sometimes we do have to do an early treatment, like do a little expansion or maybe a couple limited braces just to make more room for the permanent teeth. And that kind of eliminates the need for extractions for most patients.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing. Okay, now, what is I don't know how you can describe it on the radio, but what is the worst set of teeth you have ever seen? Yes.
So what's interesting in our practice, we actually treat kind of a wide range of patients. So
Okay.
we treat patients all the way from when they're young, 7, just to interceptively try to prevent things from growing in the wrong spot,
Okay.
all the way to patients with cleft lip, cleft palate,
Wow.
or like syndromes like Apert's or Cruzon syndrome, where we have a craniofacial deformity and we need jaw surgery and that kind of in conjunction with orthodontic treatment to correct the bite. So we actually see the entire range of it.
Wow.
What's really cool is nowadays people assume if they're a very complex case, meaning a case that might need surgical treatment, that they're not a candidate for things like Invisalign. But
Okay.
that's simply not the case. So once again, nowadays we can actually do very complex cases, those that need orthodontic surgery, with Invisalign.
That's great.
And it's pretty incredible. And you just use the aligners in conjunction with the surgical treatment that's needed. And the technology has gotten there. That's an option. So.
Wow, that is amazing. So summer's coming up.
Yes.
There's a lot of people out there playing sports. I'll be playing sports this summer.
Yep.
How do we protect our teeth while we're playing?
Yes, great question. So honestly, one of the best things you can do is a mouth guard, and people don't realize how preventative that is. What's really interesting is there are obviously sports where wearing a mouth guard is required for the sport. So for example, football, ice hockey. So these sports are sports where they always require protective mouth guards.
Yeah.
What's really interesting is those people in those sports have less mouth injuries than other sports. We see more mouth injuries with basketball. Baseball is a huge one. I see so many ground balls that take a bad bounce and hit a kid in the teeth. And those front teeth are typically after the age of 7, 8 years old. Those front teeth are permanent teeth. And if you damage a front tooth, that's forever.
Right.
So we actually have a program where we sponsor a lot of the sports teams in our community, and we do mouth guards for their teams. Custom mouth guards always fit better and are more protective than the ones you buy at the local sporting goods store. But I encourage all parents to look into a mouth guard, whether their kid is just mountain biking or going out to the desert doing the dirt biking and the four-wheeling, or if they are playing a sport like ice hockey or football. I think across all areas of that, we've seen injuries to the teeth, and it's so good to be protective.
Well, thank you so much. Okay, so if anybody wants to get in touch with you, how can they do that? Where are your locations? Give us all of your info.
So we have been in Newhall for actually 34 years.
Wow.
Yeah, Dr. Gilbertson started the practice there 34 years ago, and we have a second location that we just opened up recently this year off of Smythe Drive near Valencia High School.
Oh, very good.
So that makes it a little bit more convenient for our patients. People can find our information by just going to our website. It's embraceyoursmile.com, or they can call our office at 661-259-2388, and they can get information about our mouth guard program.
Very good. Dr. Megan LeCornu. I said it right.
You did. I'm impressed.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming, and great talking to you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Have a great afternoon.
All right, you too.
Thank you.